Hello, guys. I know I probably look weird with my new haircut now. Um, I wanted to talk about perfectionism because perfectionism is something that I was thinking about maybe a week ago, and I realized, I strive to be perfect in every area of my life, but it's 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 not making me happy. Therefore, is it worth it if it's not making me happy? But then I thought again, well, there are many things that we do that don't bring us happiness, but yet there's things that we're supposed to do and that ultimately make us better people. But then I realized after talking with someone that there is a gigantic difference between seeking perfection and trying to be a better version of yourself. There's a big difference between trying to be better and trying to be perfect. One is healthy and one is not. One will burn you out and one won't. One brings anxiety and stress and one doesn't. It's a very sick cycle, honestly, to try to attain perfection in our lives, because we're never going to get it. We're never going to be perfect. Because when you have that mentality and you're trying to reach the highest good, the highest possible outcome, you might have attained it, but to you, your perception of reality is kind of skewed, because to you, you're never going to see it as perfect. For others, it will be perfect, but not for you. So you might have achieved perfection in a lot of areas in your life, but you're not going to realize it because you have a certain filter on, and all you will notice through that filter are the flaws and the things that you lack and the things that you were not able to achieve, the things that were not good enough. Versus going in with a mindset of being better, any little improvement will be good. And you will learn to be kinder to yourself instead of having this inner brutality, saying things to yourself that no one else will ever say to you, probably. You will learn to also cut yourself some slack, because right now you don't cut yourself some slack because you have very high standards, high expectations for yourself. On top of that, you're not going to cut anybody else some slack. The people that are closest to you, probably family members or your partner, you're not going to cut them slack, because you're going to have high expectations for them too, and you're going to set certain standards for them too that they're not going to meet, or they might, but not to your liking, and it's going to cause problems because you're going about it with the mindset of being perfect. But what is perfect? Do we fully understand what that is? Being perfect is subjective. Everybody has their own perception of what it is to be perfect. Maybe to them, they're trying to seek to be perfect, but that won't always align with what you consider perfection. So it will drive people mad, because it's never going to be enough. People need to realize that. I'm not here to change your habit, because that's something you're going to have to decide on your own, and you're going to have to realize on your own why you should not seek perfection, instead of me trying to tell you and sell you on the idea that instead you should pursue to simply become a better version of yourself every single day and compare yourself to who you have been in the past and your old habits that need to die and need to improve and make some tweaks and adjustments that are healthy and won't create anxiety. Because right now you're dealing with so much anxiety from within and from the outside, because you think people are watching you. You think not only do you have your own high expectations for yourself, but you also think that society has certain expectations of you that you also have to meet. So in a way, you kind of feel attacked from within and from the outside. Does that make any sense? Now, I think that the reason why women, I'm talking about women right now because, well, I'm a woman, but this could probably apply to men too, what I'm about to say next. That the people that have this tendency for perfection, or this proclivity for perfection, is because there is something in their head, something that could snap at any moment if their outer world is not orderly. So in order to contain, to keep whatever is in their head in check, what is outside, what they can see, must be in order. It's like something inside, a thought, a feeling, an emotion from the past, whether they know exactly what it is or they don't. Call it a trauma. I don't know. I don't want to say it's a trauma. But anyway, whatever that is, has little tolerance for what is not orderly. And so you seek order in your world to prevent that from snapping. It's like a coping mechanism. So you're trying to watch out for yourself, but it's causing you more harm than good. That's my take on that. That's how I feel about it. I know life is very hard. You don't need to make it harder on yourself. If you want to keep trying to achieve perfection because it makes logical sense to pursue what is perfect, beautiful, then fine. Go for it. As long as it doesn't interfere with relationships and it doesn't jeopardize your life in some way, because that's when it becomes a problem. Just keep that in mind. Realize that you're not perfect either. That obsession that we tend to have with seeking perfection is a gigantic imperfection in itself. So, and there's nothing I can tell you that will fix whatever happened in the past that caused that tendency that you have now, because it's not going to be enough. It's not one quote fixes all, or one phrase that will just magically change your mindset and put you in a be better pursuit. I don't know if that makes sense. I essentially what I'm trying to say is there's nothing I can tell you to fix your past experiences, your past traumas, or your mindset right now. With an 8-minute, or I don't know how long this is going to last, with an 8-minute video or a 10-minute video. I can't fix that. All I'm here to do is just to share and bring some awareness so that you can bring it down a little bit, especially if it's causing you some problems. There's a lot of people that we see on social media that motivate you to try to achieve the life that you currently don't have, maybe from what you see as materialistic gains or by the way they look physically, constantly reminding you of what you are not. And I know they have a lot of followers and they sell and they make a lot of money and stuff like that. And they can be motivating, but what is also very motivating that you can also find on social media as a way to kind of counteract and balance out those accounts and those type of people is try to find people that are okay with showing to the rest of the world their imperfections and how okay they are with that. there's some accounts there that are a little bit overboard when it comes to their imperfections, because at certain points it's like, that's not really healthy. I understand that you love yourself, but you're at a point where it's no longer healthy. Kind of. Anyway, um it's ultimately about balance. Try to find ways to, if you think your head is getting too big, try to find ways to practice some humility. Put yourself in a situation, for example, that is not ideal. Talk to people that you wouldn't. Give them the time of day. Humility is such an important word that I wish more people would practice. Because when you are humble enough, you will show people true appreciation. And I think that a lot of people, and showing true appreciation is like a form of love, a different type of love. And I think a lot of people are miserable because they don't feel appreciated. They don't feel how they bring any value. And I think ultimately that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to feel appreciated, valuable, worth it. And they want to hear it. They want to know, but they want to hear a genuine comment, not just good job or likes, or the way the world is headed doesn't seem like that's going to become easier, because everything is becoming virtual, unfortunately. So our interactions with other people will become harder and harder to be able to, well, I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen in our lifetime, but it will definitely happen to our children and our grandchildren. They're going to get it. They're going to get the most fake world possible. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's all.